This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Restaurants, shops, and other businesses in Rock County were given the green light to reopen today.
The county has entered phase 1 of its rebound plan. Our Adam Duxter spoke with some of those businesses today. Adam?
Eric and Charlotte, those I spoke with today say that this is definitely a step in the right direction. But tonight they want their customers to know they're taking steps to keep them safe. Matt Keeley says this morning he woke up early, no problem. The Draft House owner says today's a day he's been looking forward to for a long time.
The best way I can put it is I feel I can breathe again. You know, it's been a long, emotional, for our family, for our business, for our customers. It's been a rough 7 weeks of just kind of unknowns.
But even Keeley knew the reopening process would take time.
We're working out our kinks. We're finding, the things we forgot to stock or grab or wipe or prep. So it's been actually a good day for us to kind of work through that stuff as we go.
Restaurants like Draft House and Anchor near Edgerton have taken out the bar stools and spaced tables as much as possible.
I put together the training manual that includes proper COVID procedures, which includes everybody wearing masks and everybody wearing gloves at all times.
The county has said the 25% occupancy limits are guidelines and won't be strictly enforced or punished. Still, those like Keeley know what could happen should they not be taken seriously.
We know if we want to go crazy, we can go crazy. But at the end of the day, if we have a large spike, it puts us right back to square one. So for us and the safety of our community, we feel that if we do our part, and we've said all along, we can do this safely. So we're going to lead by example and show we can safely do this.
Keeley says despite that 25% occupancy allowance, Draft House is still going to rely heavily on carryout to pay its bills and its employees. And he says more than anything, he wants to respect what his customers are ready for in terms of returning to their in-person dining experience.
Adam, thank you. Wisconsin's unemployment rate has hit a high not seen since the Great Depression. According to the Department of Workforce Development, the state's unemployment rate hit 14.1% in April. Now, for context, that number was about 10% during the recession and around 25% during the Great Depression. There were nearly 390 new COVID-19 cases today in Wisconsin, a noticeable drop from the nearly 600 new cases we saw yesterday. We're getting close to the 14,000 mark in total cases, 487 deaths, 58% of patients have fully recovered.
Wisconsin Democrats, House and Senate are asking the president to extend federal funding for the National Guard until the end of July.
Right now, with state government so strained financially because of all of the things they are doing to help respond to the pandemic, putting that financial burden back on the state would be very, very problematic.
According to Politico, President Trump says funding will end on June 24th, one day before the federal government would have to pick up the bill for the work guardsmen have been doing around the country, and that could cost states millions. On top of that, Senator Baldwin says the National Guard could still be needed. Madison College is not letting the pandemic end graduation celebrations for its senior class. The area technical school hosted a virtual ceremony for its 2020 graduates online today. 300 of the school's 1,800 graduates participated in the college's first ever virtual graduation. Once it is safe, graduates hope to get together with their classmates in person and celebrate their big accomplishment. The CDC has released a new set of guidelines for a safe return to school next fall. You may have seen it shared on social media over the past day or so.
Well, the list is extensive and would mean dramatic changes to the way schools operate. But how realistic are those changes? Gabriella Becerra found out.
The CDC guidelines are just that, guidelines from the federal government about how to return to school safely in the fall. But as local school districts share, they'll determine what's best in their own communities.
Every minute of the school day is being rethought, from the possibility of reducing bus capacity by more than half.
It's not realistic to run 4 routes to get all those students who are currently riding the bus to school. One, from a timing standpoint, it would take a couple of hours to do that. But also, we don't have the money to be able to add buses and there just aren't enough drivers out there.
To the idea of doing a hybrid of in-person and virtual learning.
Why do some students come? Why do others not come?
These are part of the CDC's latest guidelines, something districts like Middleton Cross Plains Area School District are looking into, but not making any permanent changes just yet.
It's important for us to be able to take time and really dig down and say, okay, if we are going to try to follow as many of these as possible, how do we do that and make it work? And, here on May 21st, we're not ready to say what that'll be the case.
And with more than 400 schools in the state, Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction Senior Policy Advisor Jennifer Camerud says plans won't look the same across the board.
There are going to be a lot of different models that are going to be operating, and it's going to be dependent on the health situation and on the facility of the school district and the availability of internet, broadband at home, and the hardware to access that internet and that virtual learning. So I think that districts have the opportunity right now to plan ahead and put those plans in place.
Madison Metropolitan School District is doing just that.
Our plans need to be flexible to give us the ability to adapt to either in a virtual environment or an in-person environment in a very short period of time.
But for both districts, safety remains the priority.
One thing that we're not being flexible on, and that is that our decisions and our planning being grounded in the health and safety of our students and our staff and our families. That is what is at the core of our planning and decision making.
Districts will be working on plans all through the summer and will also be preparing lots of backup plans. In Madison, I'm Gabriella Becerra, News 3 Now.
For a more detailed look at what the CDC is recommending for a safe return, you can visit our website, channel3000.com.
The Greenway Station Farmers Market will be reopening next month with new safety precautions in place. Starting June 4th and running every Thursday through September, vendors will be allowed to return. Stands will need to be at least 10 feet apart. Hand sanitizer needs to be at every booth. Vendors will also wear PPE, and food sampling will not be allowed. New tonight, Willie Street Co-op is introducing a new way to support local farmers. Starting the first week of June, customers can get a monthly subscription to local vegetable or organic fruit boxes. The boxes will be available for a weekly touchless pickup at any of the Willie Street Co-op locations.
This year, a lot of our farms have extra produce, even the ones with CSAs, many of them are sold out. So we asked them, if it would be helpful for us to offer a box program like a CSA, and overwhelmingly they said yes.
Each box will have seasonal assortment of fresh fruits or local vegetables as selected by the produce team at the co-op. The boxes cost $100 for 4 weeks of produce. Each box is about $30 worth of produce.
Agriculture groups who had asked for assistance from Governor Tony Evers are thanking him today for setting aside $50 million to help farmers.
Of course, anything we can get is a help, especially in these turbulent times. And this time of year when farmers are planting crops, we have extra expenses that we have to deal with.
Well, that was the president for the Dairy Business Association, one of the groups that wrote to the governor last month to ask for help. Between that and the assistance from the USDA, he said farmers are looking to be in better shape. However, most commodity markets in Wisconsin are still projecting multi-million-dollar losses this year. Well, as we inch toward a holiday weekend, maybe not all sun, but plenty of warmth. Gary has a peek at our first Warren forecast. Gary?
Those temperatures will be definitely going up as we head into the weekend. Today, they were held down because of cloud cover, especially from Madison on toward the west. This is the time-lapse of the WISC Skycam looking toward the east. And you can see where the sun was on the far eastern horizon, but it never quite made it to Madison. You can see the clouds sticking around for most of the day today. Every once in a while, there'll be a peak of sun that works its way through, but for the most part, skies are mostly cloudy. But those clouds aren't bringing any precipitation. The nearest rain is still well to our west into eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. High temperatures today, you can tell where the cloud cover was because that's where temperatures stayed in the 60s, where there was some sunshine north and east of Madison. Temperatures climbed into the 70s. And current temperatures are in the lower to middle 60s for much of southern Wisconsin. Madison, one of the warm spots at 64, but it is cooler to our southwest and closer to Lake Michigan. By morning, temperatures will be in the middle 50s. Look for variably cloudy skies tomorrow. High temperature a little bit warmer at 74 degrees, and it looks like we'll see temperatures in the 80s, especially by Sunday and Memorial Day Monday, but there'll also be some thunderstorm chances. I'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
New tonight at 10, the Georgia man who filmed cell phone video of the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbery has now been arrested. Today, the Georgia Georgia Bureau of Investigation says 50-year-old William Bryan Jr. has been charged of felony murder and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. Arbery was killed in February after a father and son pursued him and shot him while running in their neighborhood. The FBI says a shooting this morning at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi in Texas is terror-related. Authorities previously said a shooter had been neutralized, but the FBI says there may be a second person of interest still at large. One member of the Naval Security Forces was injured in the incident, but is in good condition. Officials say the suspect attempted to rush the security gate with a vehicle before exchanging fire with the security officer.
In Beloit today, officers were able to take a wanted man into custody after an hours-long standoff. Police got a tip that 28-year-old Fabian Jones was staying in a home on the city's northeast side. He was wanted and considered armed and dangerous by officers. After several hours, Jones came out of the house, leading to officers using a non-lethal beanbag gun to get him into custody. President Trump toured a Ford Motor plant in Michigan today that's currently building ventilators. He did not wear a face mask in front of the cameras, but says he did so during a private meeting there. Ford released a statement saying Bill Ford himself encouraged the president to wear one. Now, tomorrow, the president is expected to tell Russia the U.S. is pulling out of another treaty. It's called the Open Skies Treaty. It allows short notice, unarmed flights over the other treaty countries to collect data on military forces and activities. Open Skies has been in place since 1992, but the U.S. says Russia has not been in compliance.
And a developing story on the 2020 campaign trail. Joe Biden has asked Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar to undergo a formal vetting to be considered as his vice presidential running mate. She is one of several potential contenders after the former vice president previously said he would pick a woman as his running mate. Still to come tonight, Gary will have his first warned forecast as we get ready for the extended holiday weekend.
But first, Kohl's announces plans to reopen all of its stores in Wisconsin, some as early as tomorrow. That story next.
Save at Wild Easttown Honda on over 400 new Hondas with 0% financing for up to 72 months. Save with 0% financing on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Get great Memorial Day savings on all your summer essentials at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Like Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, only $45.99. Assorted small bags of Miracle Grow potting mixes are just $9.99. And rewards members get a free $5 gift card when you spend $30 on Miracle Grow products. To show our appreciation, this Friday through Sunday, we're giving active military personnel and veterans a 10% discount. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
We're back.
We got our to-go food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup.
When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit madisonmagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies.
I guess there is still cleanup to do.
The law offices of Gingras, Thompson, and Walks are here to support our community through this challenging time. We thank everyone bringing invaluable services to our neighbors. The Gingras, Thompson, and Walks team remains available to assist in any way.
Work smarter. Use the cloud to securely print, scan, and collaborate. GI Office Technologies, helping businesses like yours.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies.
That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Right now at Wild Easttown Honda, sign and drive a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $299. That's $299 with zero down, zero first payment, and zero due at start at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison.
Download the Channel 3000 app today.
Hi, folks. Friday morning, Hattie's going to let us know when to expect rain during the Memorial Day weekend.
And spaced out seating is just the start. We'll tell you about the changes coming to a movie theater near you as they get ready to reopen.
We'll see you 4:30 to 7.
You're watching watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Most Kohl's stores in Wisconsin will be reopening tomorrow morning, but here in Madison, we're going to have to wait a few extra days.
That's right. According to the company, the 3 Madison locations and the Janesville store are all planning to reopen next Tuesday, the 26th. There will be numerous safety measures in place. They include shortened hours of operation, dedicated shopping hours for high-risk individuals, limited occupancy, among several other rules. Harley-Davidson is resuming production at its U.S. manufacturing plants after suspending production for about 2 months. The Milwaukee-based company shut down production in March after an employee at its factory in Menominee Falls tested positive for the coronavirus. Victoria's Secret will permanently close 251 of its stores in the U.S. It's about a quarter of its stores. L Brands, the parent company, also plans to close 51 of its Bath & Body Works stores. Those closures will take place over the next several months. Almost all of Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works locations have been closed since March 17th due to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, if you haven't used your Netflix account recently, Netflix may cancel it for you soon. The company says it'll start asking its inactive users, those who haven't used it for the past year, if they want to keep their membership. If they don't want it or if they don't respond, the company will automatically cancel their service. Netflix officials say it's an effort to prevent people from paying for something they're not using. Netflix will start sending out emails or in-app notifications this week.
A local construction company is launching a new online learning tool, hoping to keep students engaged while staying at home. C.G. Schmidt recently launched a virtual education series called Ask the Builders. Students can submit any construction and building questions in a form on the company's website. Then each week, the company puts out a video where they answer some of the questions via video demonstrations by local construction workers and project managers.
It's a way for us in the industry to sort of help generate that spark of interest in construction. We've skilled trades in construction in the past 10 years have kind of suffered from just lack of people coming into it. So it's through outreach programs like this where we hope to generate that interest.
Ask the Builders videos will be posted to C.G. Schmidt's YouTube channel every Friday and will answer common student questions. The series launched last month, and the first 2 videos are already available online.
All right, let's turn to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti as we look ahead to the weekend. And it's been nice and warm. I'd like to see it stay that way, Gary. I think most people would. We'd like to see some sun, too. Didn't happen today.
Well, at least here in Madison, we didn't. In much of southwestern Wisconsin, it was the same story. The time-lapse from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville tells the story. Very little in the way of sunshine today. Every once in a while, just a small break in the clouds. But for the most part, it was mostly cloudy. North and east of Madison, there was more sunshine, and temperatures were in the 70s. Tomorrow, I'm expecting at least a few breaks in the clouds, and that should allow us to get into the middle 70s. That coupled with winds becoming a little more southeasterly. But the nearest rain is still near Omaha, Nebraska, and it's going to take a while to get here. So I'm expecting dry weather for tomorrow, most of tomorrow night. And then we'll see some shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into the weekend. So dry weather expected tomorrow. It becomes warm and more humid, especially for Sunday and Memorial Day Monday. And then scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely, but there'll also be dry periods as well. So don't expect a complete washout this weekend. In fact, I think the best chances of thunderstorms will probably be late Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon as a warm front lifts northward. Then we could see a break late Saturday afternoon into Saturday night, and maybe much of the day Sunday, with a chance for showers and thunderstorms returning late Sunday afternoon or more likely Sunday night. And that will allow temperatures to get into the middle 80s thanks to sunshine as well. And Monday, Memorial Day, I'm still looking for high temperatures in the lower 80s. The humidity levels will stay high, and that will lead to some chances for showers and thunderstorms. Today, high temperatures were in the 70s where the sun was shining for much of the day. Northern and northeastern Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, the farther south and west you go, the cooler the temperatures got thanks to the cloud cover. On weather track right now, those low clouds not even really thick enough to be detected very much by satellite. These clouds are bringing some showers and thunderstorms through Nebraska and Kansas, but the energy is heading almost due north. You can see how the jet stream configuration has shifted. We saw northerly winds for much of the first half of the month. Now those upper level winds are becoming more southerly, and that will start warming things up. So even as you have cold fronts come through, when you have upper level winds from the south, there's not much of a temperature contrast across these fronts. In fact, if you look at the current temperatures, you can see that cold front out to the west has temperatures in the 60s in front of and behind it. It's just a little bit drier to the west of the cold front. But most of the Midwest right now is seeing temperatures in the upper 50s to the middle 60s. Of more importance are the dew point temperatures. Those are starting to increase out to the west. You can see the moisture starting to return northward, and we'll see dew point temperatures in the 60s for much of the weekend. So on future track, lots of clouds tonight, some breaks in the clouds tomorrow, and then as we head into tomorrow night, you can start to see some showers and thunderstorms develop, and then those will continue into Saturday before lifting northeastward, and much of the day Sunday could be dry. So for tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 74 degrees with variably cloudy skies, a mild day overall, and then the rain over the weekend, when you total it all up by early Tuesday morning, probably looking at about 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches over southern Wisconsin. The heavier amounts where the heavier thunderstorms are, but not everybody will see them. And some areas could end up with a lot less than this if they're in the areas where they just don't get hit with the thunderstorms. 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures remain warm into much of next week. Just a little drop in temperatures Tuesday, but back up into the lower 80s for Wednesday and Thursday, and then a little more significant drop in temperatures toward the end of next week, but that still brings us back to normal, and there are signs that we could warm up right after that as well.
That significant drop is okay. Still in the 70s, right?
When you're dropping temperatures from 81 to 73, that's not bad.
We're good. Thank you, Gary.
Sure.
Well, coming up in sports, Jonathan Taylor with a special delivery to Madison this afternoon. Zaxton next with Taylor's message to frontline healthcare workers.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Since 1930, Grand Appliance and TV has been committed to providing our local communities with the products that have become essential to the way we live. Through thick and thin, we've remained steadfast in that commitment. We're open and making no-contact curbside delivery, as well as full in-home installations. Shop in-store or on grandappliance.com and get an extra 5% off most appliance purchases. We are Grand Appliance and TV. You know us, and you can count on us.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it.
And it's our job to protect it. Because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
University Hospital and American Family Children's Hospital received a special delivery from Jonathan Taylor this afternoon. The former Badger sent personal-sized Toppers pizza to the hospitals, along with a thank you message for all the frontline workers.
I want to give a special thanks to all of the COVID-19 frontline and essential workers during this time period. While you guys are trying to maintain your well-being and the well-being of your families, you guys set aside any uncertainties or any doubts and still go out there each and every single day and battle this pandemic head on in order to protect the well-being of others. So I salute you guys. You guys are truly, truly making a big difference.
Quorum TV is the highest rated show on ice. Just ask the Badger women's hockey team. Now, they might be a little biased because it's their show, but it's still a hit. Bretta Curl, Brett Pettit, and Alexis Marmon host the show, and the trio provide weather updates worldwide, give out awards, and catch up with teammates. And after 4 successful episodes, the Badgers say they plan on to keep giving the people what they want.
You really didn't get a lot of closure with even saying goodbye to a lot of people. And so I think these videos, you kind of just feel like you're connected. And even when we're making them, it really does feel like we're all just together and not miles and miles apart.
I don't think it's the last episode. I mean, as far as I know, I don't know. We always say it's up to Britta because she's doing the hard work with it all. We're just showing up and laughing. So I think as long as people enjoy them, we definitely don't mind making them.
The Milwaukee Bucks have been trying to stay in game shape while the NBA season is on hold, and for some of the guys, it's easy. They have their own gym and they have their own hoop so they can get shots in. But for guys like Pat Connaughton, who lives in an apartment, working on his jumper, well, that really hasn't happened since March.
You're not going to lose it in a few months. With that being said, you might not be as polished, so it's just about finding ways to get your hand on the ball, even if you can't shoot. I got a ball in my house, dribble around my apartment. Lay in bed at night, flicking it up to the ceiling like you used to do when you were a kid and your parents wouldn't let you shoot on the outdoor hoop.
And we're back after this.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 84 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2019 Ford vehicles.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In the Madison area, call Heating and Cooling Incorporated.
For your heating and air conditioning needs, call Tarkenton Brothers.
We're back.
We got our to-go food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup.
When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit MadisonMagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies.
I guess there is still cleanup to do.
Steinhoffels is the name you've trusted for over 85 years. We are taking all steps to keep you safe and sound. Come shop our large, wide-open showrooms during Steinhoffels Memorial Day sale. Right now, get 40 to 70% off on the largest selection of furniture, plus nothing down 60 months to pay financing. All living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture is on sale. Get amazing deals on all of our mattresses like Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest, and Purple. Shop in-store or online today during Steinhoffels Memorial Day sale.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies.
That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will obey the orders of the
President of the United States.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Hospitality is not just a word at Bishop's Bay Country Club. It's our way of life.
So every day we strive for perfection.
Memories are made here.
And not forgotten.
Come and experience why Bishop's Bay Country Club is the premier country club in the Madison area.
Traffic delays? Be the first to know with First Warn Weather and Traffic. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, some cool video off the coast of California. A super pod of dolphins put on quite a show for some lucky boaters near Orange County. At least 1,000 common dolphins were spotted just before sunset, jumping in and out of the water near Laguna Beach. Newport Coastal Adventures, which conducts whale watching tours for families, posted this video. They said it's not unusual to encounter pods of a couple hundred dolphins, but seeing a group this large doesn't happen often. Super pods usually form for a short period of time during courtship or in response to prey. It's amazing.
That is something to see. Gary rejoins us now. Final check of the forecast.
Temperature's pretty comfortable out there right now, mainly in the lower to middle 60s through southern Wisconsin. Look for a high of about 74 tomorrow with some breaks in the clouds from time to time as we head into the Memorial Day weekend. Some thunderstorms Saturday, then highs lower to middle 80s for Sunday and Monday, Memorial Day, with some thunderstorm chances. Temperatures remain pretty warm through much of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thank you for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, be well, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinan.
I suspect this is the first of a number of editorials we will be doing on the issue of wearing a mask when we are out in public. It is surely a sign of the incivility of the times that something as smart, courteous, and innocuous when you think about it as wearing a mask could be a point of contention in a community, a state, a nation. First of all, why would anyone object to someone else wearing a mask? That's just rude. But more difficult is the importance of wearing a mask, whether you want to or not. The vast majority of public health experts consider face coverings an important element of limiting the spread of the virus. And while some may wear a mask for a sense of personal protection, most do it because they want to protect others. That's generous and kind. Maybe mask wearing can be cool. But let's be cool about wearing a mask.